U.S. intel assess major strategy shift as Russia begins moving some forces away from Kyiv. Russia is beginning to withdraw some forces, including Russian battalion tactical groups, BTGs, leaving the surrounding areas around the Ukrainian capital. The Russian forces now pulling back in some areas of the north to focus on gains in the south and east. The move follows peace talks between Russian and Ukrainian delegations in Istanbul on Tuesday. In the U.S. view, this is not a short-term adjustment to regroup, but a longer-term move as Russia comes to grips with failure to advance in the north. Ukrainian soldiers, blue electrical tape wound around the arms of their fatigues, were securing destroyed homes in the settlement of Mala Rogan, about 5 kilometers, 3 miles, from Kharkiv. On the map it may be just a tiny hamlet of a few kilometers in souls. AFP journalists saw what appeared to be the bodies of 2 Russian soldiers in the streets of the village, which was largely destroyed by the fighting. The remains of 2 other soldiers had been thrown into a nearby well, their boots sticking out from under a block of concrete. There are Russian corpses all over the place, he said, adding that more than 24 soldiers dispatched to Ukraine by Moscow had been killed in the fight for the hamlet. AFP journalists also observed remnants of several Russian armored vehicles abandoned in the yards of homes in the village. Ukrainian forces released this image, saying it shows a Russian tank destroyed in Trostianets. Retaking Trostianets demonstrates that the Ukrainians are able to counterattack, which means Russia can't assume that once they hold ground they have secured it, said Jack Wattling, an expert on land warfare at the Royal United Services Institute, a British think tank. That limits the amount of resource they can apply to the place they are trying to take at any one time. The joint forces of Ukraine repulsed 7 enemy attacks in the Donetsk and Luhansk directions during the day. Our soldiers destroyed 12 tanks, 10 infantry fighting vehicles, and 3 units of motor vehicles. The enemy suffered casualties. Defenders of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine for the previous day hit 17 air targets, 8 planes, 3 helicopters, 4 UAVs of various types, and 2 cruise missiles. Air Force aircraft fired missile and bomb strikes at places of accumulation of the Russian enemy equipment and manpower. Ukraine's Navy claimed that it had destroyed a Russian landing ship at Russian-occupied Berdyansk, as videos showed fires and columns of smoke appearing to rise from a ship docked at the city's port. The damage to the ship was captured in social media videos verified by the Washington Post and satellite images. The flames were visible at long distances in clear skies, and the smoke was so dense that it appeared in images taken from space. Satellite imagery taken on Friday showed fire and black smoke in the vicinity of the now partially submerged Russian Alligator-class landing ship and fuel storage tanks on the pier.